Yeah, what is going on there?
Is that the original one on the left?
The left one is the bad one.
Which I think, thank you. That's not my Sonic. I didn't grow up on
That's not my Sonic. We're going to talk about games that have been made into movies. So
Love it.
We have a list, and we've been taking suggestions from Twitter, from my Discord. I went in and asked, hey guys, what are your favourites? Because honestly, everyone's just a lot more knowledgeable about movies than I am. So I asked them. Stevie, you've picked a couple that we're going to talk about first.
Yeah.
Present us your favourites.
So I've gone for animation.
Okay.
I've got a 7-year-old boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And in my brain, I'm a 7-year-old boy. Yep. So I still love watching animations. I did animation at university, studied it, and I just love watching them. So I've gone for one of my favourite games of all time that became a movie that I really like, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Is this the one, or did they turn that? Do you remember when there was that super, super realistic looking Sonic that just freaked everyone out?
Yeah.
Was that the movie?
Yeah, it was very, very bad.
And that's the one that you like?
No. So what happened? That was when they showed like the first ever, like, this is what's coming out.
I think I remember this.
And all the fans kicked off so much
like,
that they had to recreate the character and reanimate the whole film.
Really?
So, yeah.
That's so sad.
It caused a lot of drama, but they made it look very good.
What is going on there?
Is that the original one on the left?
The left one is the bad one.
Thank you. That's not my Sonic. I didn't grow up on
That's not my Sonic.
Because it's a live action, but with him as an animation and a couple of other animation characters in it, they tried to humanise him and make him a little bit more human hedgehog than just blue hedgehog. But then when they reanimated it, it was great. Jim Carrey's in it, who's one of the best actors ever, funniest men in the world. And it's just great. I went onto Rotten Tomatoes to get the reviews.
Oh no.
The critics, 63%.
Okay.
Not amazing, not dreadful. Audience score, which is the one we actually care about because we're the audience, 93%.
Oh, people loved it.
Okay.
Great, mate.
Oh, man.
Number 2, even better. 96% on audience score and even 69% on...
What do you mean by number 2, like the second movie?
Sonic the Hedgehog 2. They're bringing out number 3 next year.
Okay.
They're great.
Really?
Yeah, number 2 had Knuckles in it. Number 3's probably going to have Shadow in it. There's so much.
Wait, did number 1 not have like Knuckles and Tails?
No.
Really?
Now, all about Sonic, how he ended up in the human world.
Yeah.
And then he meets Dr. Robotnik / Eggman, who's Jim Carrey, and he's trying to find out how to get his speed, essentially. Yeah. And then number 2, Tails and Knuckles come in.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Do you know what I'd love? Speaking of Sonic, and I think the only reason I'm thinking about it is because I know that Sonic is one of the games I played as a kid. Did you guys ever play Spyro the Dragon?
Yeah,
yes,
loved it.
Loved it.
They should make that into a movie.
Skylanders.
Oh, it's
a cartoon TV series that Isaac watches called Skylanders. Spyro's in it. Not a big fan of it. I don't really watch it. But
okay, so it's already a thing.
They've tried. Well, Skylanders was a game as well, I think, and it's like you got like these little, like on Switch you get amiibos.
Yes. Little things on the discs.
Yeah, I think Skylanders was one of the first games that did that because it came with like this pad that you'd put your character on and then you'd have it in the game.
Oh man,
that was ahead of its time. I feel.
Yeah,
like.
And I think they dragged Spyro into that to be like, we've got this well-known character already.
Right.
Spyro was
amazing as a game. I loved Spyro so much. I just spent hours and hours doing like the same thing probably, but it
Crash
was
Bandicoot
was
the better one.
Yeah.
That would make a great movie.
That would, to be fair.
Going back to, I guess, kind of that old school video games, your second one that you've picked up on was the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Super Mario Bros. Movie. You guys haven't seen it.
Which neither me or TN.
I'm so disappointed.
I've actually heard good things about it.
I have as well.
But I just haven't got around to seeing it.
Got another one. Critics, who, again, don't care for it.
I feel like we should talk about this afterwards, because I didn't know the difference between a critic score and an audience score, but so Stevie's going to tell us all about it.
A critic score is where someone's gone in who works in the industry to sit and watch a film with their notepad, and they don't enjoy watching a film. They're there to go, that would have been better if the lighting was brighter in this scene.
Okay.
Just take it in and enjoy it. You're not enjoying the film. Watch it and enjoy it. Proof being 59% from the critics for Super Mario Bros. 95%
that is quite a big
from
difference.
the audience.
That is quite a big difference.
My question is, right, what's the point of critics, but if they're going to rate it so lowly, what do they base it on to make it a good film?
I'll be honest, Super Mario Bros. Not the best storyline.
Okay, cool.
But very, very enjoyable.
Yeah.
Jack Black's great as Bowser. think Seth Rogen's Donkey Kong. You've got all
So it's got
these
a lot of
people.
massive
Great
stars
names
in it.
Chris Pratt, everyone was a bit worried about the fact that he's not Italian, but he's a New Yorker and his family's Italian, and they do the accent in the film. And there's bits, it's great. It is a great movie. And the reason I like it so much as a game-to-movie adaptation is because they put a lot of elements from the game in it. Like, even though it's a 3D animation, like Super Mario 3D World, they do a couple of scenes in the film where it suddenly goes side-on and it's like the old-school retro versions of the game. And
that's
so
sick.
there's different scenes that go, oh, that's cool. I remember it. So if you are younger and you've only played the more recent games where you've got like the cat power up and stuff, they have that in there. But then if you're old school, they throw little scenes in that go, oh, I remember when I played it as a kid.
Sick.
Makes me want to play Paper Mario. Paper Mario is like one of those big Mario games that everyone raves about, and I've never played it before.
Paper
But
Mario. I didn't
Really?
know that was a thing.
no, it is a thing, and everyone like raves about it. I've
Maybe
seen
I
it on
should
so many different
Paper
game
Mario.
shows. and
They're
stuff
bringing
as
out
well.
so many Mario. There's Super Mario Wonders coming out soon where you can turn into an elephant Mario. That looks
man.
fun.
It's never going to stop, is it?
And then
I
they're
mean, they
bringing
don't
out
need to.
I guess
Super
we
Mario
don't.
RPG as well. There's a lot of Mario stuff coming.
They're bringing out a Nintendo World in the UK. I feel like there was some talk about there being like a Nintendo World coming
Like
to
a
the
theme
UK.
park?
Yeah, something like
cool.
that. Maybe we can find out from behind the scenes if this is a thing. Speaking of the stars in the movie, though, the reason I laughed is because every time someone says Chris Pratt, there's like this meme being like a crisp rat. Like Chris Pratt? Yeah. And now whenever I hear it, all I
never
can
seen
think
that.
of is crisp
There's
rat.
a crisp rat.
Now that's what you're going to think about when you hear Chris Pratt. Sorry, guys, I've ruined it for you.
Sorry, Chris
alright.
Pratt.
So, we've done Sonic the Hedgehog. We've got Super Mario locked down. I can't really talk about many, but mine are going to come later on. TN has given as his suggestion Uncharted movie.
Yes. So I can't actually remember a lot about it, but I remember playing the games. Like, there's like a long list of games, and basically Uncharted 1 I played when I was like
So many.
quite young. I think it came out in like, I want to say 2007, something along those lines. It's quite a throwback, but it's basically about some guy called Nathan Drake. That's his name, but we call him Nate. Like, as the story kind of goes on, he's like the protagonist of the whole thing, and it's basically he's like an adventurer and explorer, and he kind of goes around in search of a lost treasure. That's like if you want to really simplify the story kind of thing. So I watched the film last year. I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty cool. It was.
Did we get did I write down a rating for that? I didn't write down the rating for that.
From what I remember, it got very bad reviews.
Yeah, people didn't
from
really
the
like
fans
it.
of the game. I enjoyed it.
I thought it was cool.
It's Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg.
Tom Holland plays Nathan Drake.
And that was a problem, wasn't it? Everyone said he's too young.
A lot of people said he was really young, and it wasn't really like kind of relatable to the game. And obviously they didn't really follow like one specific Uncharted. It was like kind of bits and bobs. Like, some people said came from like bits from Uncharted 3, Uncharted 1. So like it had like mixed reviews, but I enjoyed it.
Oh, wow. Okay, so another one that got 40% from the critics and 90% from the audience.
So we don't care about the critics.
Ignore the critics.
We don't listen to the critics.
Sorry, critics, but nobody cares.
I think that's something we've touched on previous episodes as well when we were actually talking about Mortal Kombat is like, do you really look at reviews and stuff when you go into watching movies or playing a game?
I'll look at reviews from other normal humans.
Yeah, so I'll ask like my friends.
Critics are not normal humans, apparently.
They're not.
But they're
not.
there
I don't
to
think they're-
analyse, not to enjoy.
This
I don't know
is
how
very
you can
true,
do
yeah.
that, though. Like,
So I don't know if you're a critic, then to who does your score matter?
exactly.
Other
Like,
critics.
That's my point.
are the critics?
But I also think critics jump on a bandwagon of going, oh, this is a well-known thing at the moment.
Let's
Everyone
try
loves
it,
it. Let's
yeah.
love it. Oh, like
Yeah.
Oppenheimer's really big at the moment. Obviously, we're all you'll go into it knowing you're going to like it
Enjoy
because
it
it's this
kind
big
of thing,
theatrical
yeah.
piece, whereas the audience might go, bit long.
It's crazy
Not
how
great.
I feel like Oppenheimer was only so raved about because it came out on the same weekend that Barbie came out. Do you think it would have had such high...
I think so.
Well, it was a big...
Interaction.
I think so.
I think it's just a masterpiece
Yeah.
of cinematic.
Really? Again, another movie I haven't
Obviously,
seen.
Christopher
But
Nolan
it is like
was
3
behind
hours
it.
long, isn't it?
I've not seen it. I was going
haven't.
to, and then
I wanted to, but then literally, I think I looked and it was like 8, and I was like, if I go now, I'm not getting home till like 12.
Yeah.
There's like 20 minutes of ads at the start. I was like,
My rule now tends to be if there's no audience score, or if I look on Rotten Tomatoes and the critic score's really high, probably not for me.
that's fair.
Bit too intellectual for me.
That's
Give me something simple that I can look at and go, ha, that was good, bye.